This is an Evergreen Media Network studio production.
Welcome back to Classic Car Radio. We are talking about some history. We had one more we skipped, so we're going to do that one before we jump into some tech talk. We have a lot of tech talk because we missed last week because we had Mike Hall on here from Rust Valley Restorers. So let's do that quick one. January 26th, 2979.
1979.
It's in the future.
Yeah.
1979. That's my typo. America meets the General Lee. The Dukes of Hazzard TV show debuted, and along with it, America gets its first look at the orange Dodge Charger known as the General Lee. And do you remember during the Obama administration when everyone had to strip those Confederate flags off the roof?
The flags off the roof, yeah.
And everyone's stripping them and putting the American flag on. That was terrible. I mean, that's a car. That car was on the show.
Right.
I mean, they made such a big stink out of that. For gosh sakes. Anyway, what are you gonna do?
Nothing you can do about it.
Right. Nothing.
Change presidents. That's all you can do about it.
Right. How to get the middle frame now? I'll switch to the middle frame.
Yeah, I know. He's jumping us around. I was on the left before.
I know.
Now
What
I'm
the heck?
on the right.
I'm starting to get a little dizzy. Jesse, what's going on? It's okay. All right, let's do some tech talk, boys.
Let's see if we can answer
again here.
We got Steve ready. Steve's ready.
You ready, Steve?
Yep.
You ready, Steve? Yeah.
Go ahead.
Andy? What song was that? That's the beginning of Ballroom Blitz by Sweet back in the 70s.
Man.
Yeah. All right. Glenn from Sebastian. Do you know Glenn up there with a 68 Camaro?
Maybe.
I have a 68 Camaro that I'd like to attempt to paint in my man cave, i.e. my garage. What are the precautions I should take for safety purposes and to keep dust and debris from getting into my paint? Thanks.
Steve?
You should know that, right?
Yep. Clean the garage out, blow all the dust out, take anything that can keep any dust or attract any dust, wet the floors, wet the walls, whatever you can do to keep the dust down.
So in other words, I shouldn't be in there because I attract dust, right?
Yeah, whatever you got to do, and then try to put a fan, make it, seal it off to make a fan suck the fumes out.
Outward, right. Yep. Outward fan in a window, right?
Yep.
Now,
Spit it out, Spider.
what's his He paints his own cars.
Joe Valenza.
Joe Valenza. Joe had drop-down plastic in his garage, rolled up on all four walls, and then he had holes where he had the fan going and everything, and really neat setup. And he used to throw a roll of sheet of plastic on the floor.
On the floor, yeah.
After he swept everything up, and then he'd roll the car in, and then he would start the paint.
Yeah,
So you get everything done first.
Painting in a man cave is a little tough.
Yeah.
The best way to do it is with the booth, of course.
But Joe Valenza had a pretty wide garage to work in.
But still,
wider than usual.
Just cleaning it and getting it dust free, and like Steve said, you get all those filters going, and it's just, to keep it out of the paint, I guess you just got to cover the paint,
Yep, just keep the dust down to a minimum.
Dust down to a minimum.
Try to make a suction out of the fan on one side, and then just wet the floor.
Yeah.
Or you can even wet the floor and put plastic on top, and then do the same. Brush all your walls, blow all your walls off, everything.
Yeah, because you don't want to, especially if your garage is cement.
Yep.
You're not putting, if there's nothing on it. I did mine in epoxy, my garage floor, just to make it look a little bit better. But that also keeps the dust down.
Yes, it does.
So.
Yeah, I painted a square 86 Chevy square box, they call them, right? Square body. And it was maroon, but it was all faded out when I got it. It was like 1980. It was only like 3 years later. I painted that myself, and I just took a few precautions, but I had a really old garage built in the 20s that I was renting. And I sprayed that truck out, and because I sprayed homes with an airless, I was a painting contractor.
Yeah.
I just ran that thing with no problem. I had no sags. I had nothing. When I pulled that truck out the next day, it was perfect.
Right.
I mean, it was just one stage paint, of course, back then.
Yep.
And it came out just right. And after that, I always thought I could paint cars, but I I messed up a few.
Well, if you can, Steve needs help. You can always go over there.
But I did. I painted that thing, not one sag, nothing. I got that whole thing. And I really think it was years of painting houses.
Right.
Especially with stain, when you got to just put enough stain on and you can't overlap too much and all that stuff. So it came out good.
Get you a good tack rag and, tack in between coats, so if anything falls on it, you can pick it up.
That's a good idea, too, yeah. There you go. And as far as safety goes, shouldn't you buy a zoot suit, a Tyvek suit and respirator. Hood,
especially if the garage is attached to your house.
Yeah,
you don't want the fumes going in the house.
Right, unless you got a baby.
Right.
Yeah. Sorry.
Come on now.
You meant to say only if Keith's in the house.
Yeah. What's the next one?
All right, Nick from Port St. Lucie says, guys, I have a 72 Ford Maverick Grabber. Remember the Maverick Grabber?
Yeah, good.
A neat little car with a 302.
I think Todd had one.
Yep.
Right?
Did he?
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm happy with the power I get, but the handling is becoming sloppy. What can I do on a strict budget to get the car to handle like it should? Now, first of all, a Maverick kind of floated around, as I recall. When I was in school, again, I had a 73 Maverick, 72 Maverick, I'm sorry. And that thing was a floater. You're going down the road and you're like,
right.
And it only had a 6-cylinder, but it's still, maybe it needed more weight, but what would he do? What would he do to get a little bit better handling?
Tire size. I mean, if you still got the 14-inch tires on it, you can go up to a 15 upgrade.
Right.
You can do suspension work sometimes, like coil springs, sway bars.
Right.
They help a big difference.
Yeah.
Especially with the front.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, could he swap? Could he swap a Mustang 2 suspension into the front if he wanted with that car? Do you think?
I'm sure
the Maverick.
I'm sure they can, but
right?
he's trying to do it on the cheap.
Do it on a budget, right?
You might want to do, bigger control arms and.
Yeah. So, there's a lot you can do for not a lot of money, right?
Yeah, just get some suspension parts.
Yeah, sway bars is usually the best
Sway bars is easy. Yeah.
Yeah. Start with shocks all around first, maybe.
Yeah, no. I got all my stuff from Performance Online. They were the best. Okay. I dealt with them. Because what I noticed when I ordered from Dan Chuck before Dan Chuck closed down, they were getting all their parts from Performance Online. So you go right direct to the person.
Right.
So.
Well, I'd like to see that Grabber around. That was a fun little car with a good engine in it. Nice car.
They ran pretty good.
Yeah, I like them. They were kind of a decal car, but they did pretty well. They were a lightweight car with a 302. It did okay.
Right.
Not a big Ford guy, but I like that Grabber. I remember I always used to enjoy looking at those.
My brother had a lot of those cars.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, 460 big block on them. Used to wreck them all the time, and then on to the next one.
All right, Dave in Fort Pierce, another one from down south. Mike.
Yeah, May. Yeah,
I'm beginning a simple rebuild of my 70 AMX 390 engine, wanting to free up a little horsepower. So I'm considering roller rockers in my stock. Will my stock valve covers fit over rollers?
Well, on my 343, I have roller rockers, and I have the stock valve covers on them.
Do you? Okay.
I don't know who makes them, but yeah, they're on there.
Okay.
That's the engine builder put them on there. So I think you could do it. And I see you looked it up.
Yeah.
And you said Harlan Shop rollers will fit under stock covers. So.
And another guy says, I have Scorpion rollers under the stock nickel-plated valve covers on my 69
Yeah, so that's
Rambler.
pretty much what I have, the stock nickel-plated valve covers.
Okay.
So
there you go.
Yep.
They will fit, so good luck with that. And a nice car, that AMX, very nice.
Yeah.
70 AMX 390, great car. Really like that. Okay, where are we at time-wise? Oh, we're
plenty
good.
of time.
All right, Sully in Grant says, I have a 68 Camaro, another one, and I'm having problems with the fuel gauge and generator light. The fuel gauge reads half tank all the time, and the generator light stays on when the car is running. I checked all my grounds and even added more grounds to the cluster. Is too many grounds a bad thing? Any ideas of what to do next? First of all, no. You can't overground something, right?
Not really.
No. What do you guys think?
First, make sure, I've seen cars that have voltage, but they don't have enough amperage, or it could be vice versa. So I would check the alternator output, make sure it's right.
Right.
And then that car probably has a voltage regulator, so I would check that too. And then move on with that. Also could be, I've seen the instrument clusters short out on the back.
Oh, do they? Okay.
And it causes the light to dimly stay on.
Yep.
I've seen that.
I've seen that too. Yeah, I recall that. Yeah.
The fuel gauge is probably a sending unit, or it could be if the instrument cluster might be the ground itself.
But he said he did that.
Yeah, check the ground at the sending unit.
Oh,
Yeah,
I see.
sending
Make
Okay.
sure you get a good ground at the sending unit. And then if not, that car, 68. Yeah, no, you have to drop the tank to pull the sending unit out on that one.
Yep.
Do you think it might be starved for voltage, just straight voltage? I mean, if it's reading, it's got to be 14.5 volts, right? Shouldn't it be 14.5 or
At least
14 at least?
At least 14. Yeah.
And
when
he
it's
should just
running.
put a voltmeter and see if he's getting it that at least, because I would think that anything below 14 or at least 13.5, whatever. I mean, I have that in here. I'm not just making that up. I researched that a little
Right.
bit, but I would think that he would need to make sure that he's got just enough voltage. This simple thing, right?
Yeah.
But I agree with Steve. It might be more amperage than anything.
You got to look around.
Yep.
And just
Yeah.
when you think you have enough grounds, it's just this
right.
one wire could screw up the whole thing.
Yeah, we've had a couple cars come in, people put electric fans and all that stuff on. So when it's hot out and they got the electric fans, both fans are running, I've seen the little alternator battery light come on.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just because it's just enough to make it work, but it's stressing the alternator out.
Gotcha.
Okay.
There it is.
There you go.
There's the answer.
All right. There's your answer. Yeah. So.
You got one left.
Oh.
You want to do that
No,
now?
I'll tell you about. I will save two for the next segment so we don't run out of stuff. But
Okay.
you're going to do some car shows for us too.
Yeah.
But I was going to go to Atlanta, Indianapolis on
Dunkin' Donuts?
Yeah,
Right.
on Saturday. I got in my vehicle and I drove. I got over to the bridge, and I was going to go over the bridge, and I saw the Whitecaps on the river. And it was literally 41 at that point.
Oh, yeah.
It was freezing, and now it's coming off the Atlantic, that
Right.
cold, and I just said, forget it.
So you never made it out there.
I never
so you
went.
don't know if
I
any
did-
cars showed up.
No, I've been done.
Chickened out.
That's another thing. I didn't chicken out. I thought there's no way anyone's standing around that parking lot with their classic
Because it
cars.
is cold there.
It's already cold.
And I know guys went to Barefoot Bay because their
Right.
car show was Sunday, and they had a nice round of cars there.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
So you went to that?
I didn't go down. I was in
Oh.
St. Augustine. I
right.
saw a car show down there, but up
How'd you
there.
know? Who told you? Did your brother
Somebody sent me photos, and I posted on
okay,
the website.
You know something? I completely forgot about that one. That was Sunday, right?
That was Sunday. Yeah.
So I could have chickened out of that one too, Steve.
Yeah.
Maybe if I put
It was too cold.
If I put my mind to it, I could have chickened out of that one.
Yeah. So we'll just say you chickened out of both of them. They're
Okay,
too
we'll
cold.
say that.
It was
Yeah.
too cold. I don't get that.
Well, actually, Sunday I'm kind of focused on
Other
NFL
things.
playoffs.
Oh, okay.
NFL playoffs are coming, and
Gotcha.
that afternoon.
Did you work today? Did you watch the marathon?
I worked.
You worked today.
No,
So you didn't see the.
No, I didn't.
You didn't work today.
I didn't. Well, I spent the morning writing this show.
Oh.
It takes a couple hours to dig all this crap
It's
up.
2 hours. It takes a couple hours to pick up the stuff that.
Yeah,
It's like you've done
you
it in
gotta
like 5
search
minutes.
for it. Oh yeah, right. Okay. Oh boy. All right. Yeah. Whatever. You write it next week. See how long it takes you.
Come on. If I read it, we're just winging it next week.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
all.
You're right. Yeah. No, I write shows so we have some content.
Right.
Some interesting content. All right. Let's go on break. We'll get back. We'll do the last two tech talks and
It's too cold.
one last tech talk.
One last tech talk,
Okay.
and then we'll do some
All
car
right,
shows,
great.
and then
And then
find out what Steve's working
get the heck out of here.
There you go.
All right.
Offering 24/7 emergency services, Joe Scazzari Roof Services Consulting offers prompt handling of homeowners' insurance claims and has been serving the Treasure Coast for over 40 years. Scazzari's roofing experts can fabricate and install standing seam metal roofs on site, saving you thousands of dollars. And for those do-it-yourselfers, they can cut and fabricate your metal roof and deliver it right to your home or job site. Got a flat roof? Scazzari Roofing and Consulting specializes in all commercial and residential flat roofing systems. State certified and licensed, Scazzari Roofing and Consulting is family-owned and operated. Check out their website at roofservicesconsulting.com or give them a call at 772-388-7453 or toll free at 888-675-8106. Scazzari Roofing and Consulting Contractors.
Sunshine, furniture brightens up your day. At Sunshine Furniture, our 35,000 square foot showroom is filled with the largest selection of in-stock coastal furniture on the Treasure Coast. Dining and bedroom sets, occasional tables, sofas, sleeper sofas, love seats and chairs in all the latest styles and colors from Tommy Bahama, Lexington, Hooker, Riverside, Universal, Four Seasons, Braxton Color, and Capri. We're the outdoor furniture experts and have hundreds of styles of any patio furniture you need, including a gallery of Berlin Gardens and Pollywood. We're having a big January clearance sale, including all pictures, lamps, and accessories half price. Sunshine Furniture, 1295 US 1 in Vero Beach next to Planet Fitness. Family owned and operated since 1991. Don't forget to visit our outlet and sales store directly across the street and visit our website at sunshinefurniturecasual.com.
Sunshine Furniture.
Have you ever wanted your carpets or area rugs cleaned, but you just didn't want to deal with the noise, the wet carpet, and that long dry time? And what happens to all that wet stuff underneath the carpet? Ew! Well, Heaven's Best Carpet Cleaning solves all that with their guaranteed 1 hour dry time. Their low moisture process dries fast, smells great, and it's safe for your kids and pets too. And guess what? They also clean sofas, love seats, chairs, and recliners. Heaven's Best serves all of Indian River County and Barefoot Bay. They're bonded and insured, and your results are guaranteed. Don't put it off any longer. Grab your phone and call Keith at Heaven's Best, 772-643-6999. You'll be thrilled with the results. 772-643-6999.
Welcome back to Classic Car Radio. I'm Keith McDonald here with Mike Carano and Steve Charbonneau. Welcome back, guys.
Hey, what's going on?
I didn't intro you in the first and the second segment when we came back in from a big break. So
listen, every time we do the show, it's always all about you. So you don't have to introduce.
I didn't introduce myself either, though. So there you go, wise guy. You New York wise guys. You're all the same. All right, we're doing some tech talk, and let's stretch this one out because we're almost out of content.
Yeah, no, we're good. We got plenty of things to talk about.
Yeah, because I only wrote for 2 hours. So,
yeah, that's true.
All right, Pete in Palm Bay says, Todd, just took my 71 Challenger out for a run, went to turn on the AC, and the AC will not come on. I got home, popped the hood, and the compressor is not cycling. I pulled the wire and checked the clutch, ran power to it, and the magnet works. Click, click, click. So I checked the fuse and all the cables and they all work fine. Heater control valve is new and works fine. Will low refrigerant cause the compressor to not engage? Anything else to check? ? It worked awesome all last summer.
Last summer. So the car's been sitting.
It's been sitting for a bit. Yep.
Yeah, if you got no Freon, it won't activate the pressure switches.
Right.
Okay.
So you got to check the Freon first.
Okay. That's just what I wanted. A nice short answer. Thanks, guys.
Check the R30. What is it, R32?
Yeah,
what do they call it now? Do they even give Freon anymore? What's the R34 or something?
They still call it Freon.
It's R134A, and then the new one is the YZ1234YF.
Okay.
I didn't know that. They keep changing.
That stuff's expensive.
Yeah, when the cars sit, this is what happens.
Yeah, the car sit, the seals will actually dry up, the O-rings and all that stuff in the lines, and then they'll start seeping.
Exactly.
And then they're always known for the clutch cycling switch. They always leak too.
Yeah, and even when you're not using the AC, you should turn it on every once in a while just to get it running.
Keep it lubricated.
Cycle it up. Yep. There's a lubricant in the Freon. Well, call it Freon, whatever it's called now.
We got oil in the compressor and all that stuff too.
Yeah.
Got to keep the seals wet.
So there you go, Pete. Check out your refrigerant and see how you're doing. If it's dry, you won't engage. So it might be something as simple as that.
Yeah.
Now, do you recommend that he tries those Walmart canisters with a little gauge on there and screw it in just to check? Or
I've seen people where they come in, they're way overcharged, and it says it's way overcharged on one of those little gauges, and it's just more air than Freon.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and even with those, you got to be careful.
I know.
You don't put it, that builds up a lot of pressure. You're in trouble.
Only problem with that is you don't know how much is in the system.
Right.
And then sometimes, you can put it in there and you'll get more air, and then sometimes you put it in there, you just get more of the liquid. So
right.
You got to watch out, overcharge it and blow it apart too.
That's true. Yep. But the way you do it is get the in and out or something, right? You basically suck the air out, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll recover it and put it in the vacuum and then measure how much we took out.
Right. There you go.
Now, this might be, I really don't know too much about nitrous. But isn't that they shoot out of the hood? Is that air that's coming out? You ever see that
when they purge the valves, you have to make sure of nitrous in the air, purging the lines.
So that's what they're doing?
Because when you change the bottles, it's like when you change a propane tank or something, you hear psst.
Right.
So you get some air in it, and that's why they purge it. Cause
gotcha.
Under a big run, you don't want no air.
Right, true. Yeah.
All right.
I never knew that. What I thought they were I thought they were just pop-off valves. For when it gets too pressurized, they would just pop off. Like that's probably because I worked in propane with my dad for years. But
they got pop-off valves in the back of the compressor.
Pop-off valves,
Oh, do they? Yeah.
Yeah, they got little. Most of your compressors have a little valve in the back. If it builds up way too much pressure, it'll pop that and blow the Freon out.
Okay. Something new.
Usually that happens.
None of my cars have air conditioning. None of the hot rods do, at least.
When your fan goes bad, usually like on these cars that have one fan or two fans, one for the AC, one for the coolant.
Right.
The fan goes bad, it builds up too much high side pressure. If it doesn't shut it off, it blows that little valve out to relieve the pressure.
All right, Mikey, tell us what's going on for car shows.
This weekend is the big one. I don't know if anybody's going out to the 35th Annual River Ranch. That's January 26th and 27th. That's at the Westgate River Ranch Resort, 3200 River Ranch Boulevard.
How far away is that from
It's probably around 30 miles, 40 miles from,
that's not too bad.
From 95, right? 30 miles from 95?
Oh, from 95?
Sorry about that.
Yeah, it just takes 60 west until you hit it.
Yep.
So go by Yeehaw Junction and keep
go
on
right
going.
past Yeehaw Junction. You're going to pass the turnpike. It'll be on your left side as you're going.
Really? That's not too far away.
No, it's not too bad.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It's just always cold there. Every time I've gone there, it's been cold.
Yep. Then when we took the orange car out, it's like, man, I'm glad my heater works.
Yeah, right. It's just terrible what goes on out there. It's a nice show. It's a great show. A lot of people show up. There'll probably be 400 or 500 cars or even more.
Wow.
But it's cold. Dress warm if it's not going to be a nice day.
Yeah, because they're right there in the field. The wind. I remember that one year. Oof, the wind.
Did you
was
already
ferocious.
check the weather for that?
I didn't. I think it's going to be nice this weekend, at least in our area. I don't know what it's going to be like over there.
Okay.
50-50 chance.
Yeah.
What else is coming up?
You got the McKee Botanical Gardens is having their Rods and Custom Show, the 15th annual motor car exhibition. That's February 10th from 10 to 3. That's right here in Vero Beach at the McKee Botanical Gardens. And I don't know if Jesse can zoom on this, but there is...
maybe bring it up on the internet.
There you go. There's Faye Minnick's car right there.
Yeah, Faye's car.
I got this out of Mike Kelly's Cruise News. So Faye was very happy that her car was
on the cover, right?
On the cover there.
No, McKee Gardens is just fantastic. I mean, the vegetation there and the statues and the whole place is incredible. But I covered it for the newspaper for 5 years, and every year I went there, the show was fantastic.
Right, every year it's a different thing.
Yeah, it's a different motif. Like I think last year was Corvettes, maybe.
They had
I forget, but
I forget what they had last year.
But McKee is great. Yeah. All right, you got 30.
I got 30 seconds.
You got 60 seconds.
All right, we'll do real quick. Sunday, February 18th, 11 to 3 is the Sebastian Elks 20th annual car and bike show. That's right at Fleming and 512, right here in right down there in Sebastian.
Up there,
wherever you want to go. Up there, down there, it doesn't matter. Sebastian Elks Lodge, number 2714. That's at 731 South Fleming Street in Sebastian.
All right,
be there. You going, Steve? Right? You bringing a car?
Maybe.
Okay.
I never miss it.
I'm going, but I just don't know I have one of the cars there yet.
All right. I don't know what I'm bringing yet. Either the wagon or the AMX. We'll see.
Yeah, it's always a fun show. Always a lot of fun. I never miss that one. It's too much fun.
Yep.
And it's right when the weather's getting really nice.
Yeah.
Too. In mid-February when it's starting to really actually get hot, if anything. So.
And they'll even take a membership if you want to join the Elks.
Right.
There you go.
Okay, so we're at Classic Car Radio Vero Beach. Thank you very much for listening. We're on every week on
WAXE
107.9
107.9
FM. We are out of here.
Put the pedal to the metal.
See you.